everyone, this is Pico Entertainment and we are back again, and here now we have another video for you, and this will be a review of the first two opening episodes of Agatha All Along. Now there may be spoilers throughout, so just beware when going into this overall video. Now in terms of the show itself, Agatha All Along is overall the 10th live action series within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and these two debuting episodes started on Disney Plus on 18th September 2024, with 5 following installments coming after that. Now in terms of the story, we focus on Agatha Harkness, who is a witch and was first seen on the WandaVision series, which debuted way back in 2021. That story focused on Wanda Maximoff, who at the time was trapped in a suburban reality as she was trying to cope mentally with the events from both Infinity War and Endgame. Agatha infiltrated this reality, trying to steal the dark powers or the chaos magic that were possessed by Wanda. She ultimately failed and was defeated by Wanda and found herself trapped within this reality. Now the opening episode begins with Agatha under the identity of Detective Agnes O'Connor in a Westview community, where she investigates the murder of a woman named Jane Doe. As she carries out her investigation, certain events happen that make her realise that she's indeed trapped in this suburban reality. She eventually finds herself under attack from another witch named Fidel, who reveals to herself that indeed she is still under the spell that was cast upon her by Wanda 3 years ago. With the intention of killing her, Agatha manages to talk her around into sparing her, stating that it will be a much more satisfactory win if she fights Agatha when she's at her fullest. Shortly after this, Agatha realises that she will need the assistance of other witches involved in order to combat the threats that are collating against her. Now to be completely honest, minus the appearance of Aubrey Plaza, who plays Fidel in the show, I had absolutely zero interest in this show. Yes, Kathryn Hahn, who plays Agatha, performed very well in that role within WandaVision, but the character definitely wasn't worthy enough to warrant her own series. I just couldn't justify any story that would have been worthwhile around this character, and that's something that's been an issue with the majority of both the Marvel and Star Wars Disney Plus shows. And I'm sure there were certain groups of people online getting ready to denounce this show as yet another woke-driven train wreck of a series within the supposed MCU. But having watched both episodes, I will say that this definitely isn't a disaster or an abomination that many people were expecting. There's none of the woke narratives or diversity virtual signalling that so many people associate these shows with today. Now at the same time, there was nothing here that was really compelling or exceptional or that interesting. Tonally, the show is really much more of a supernatural, quirky, comedic adventure. I'm seeing vibes here certainly of the likes of Beetlejuice and The Frighteners, a bit of The Burbs as well. Really that more humorous kind of horror that's not really too threatening. I don't think there's the same intrigue or mystery that what we had with WandaVision, certainly when that show opened with its first couple of episodes. I don't think there's the same ambition here or in terms of creating a really energetic and imaginative concept. The show itself is much more light-hearted, never getting too dark or intense, again fitting within that family-friendly orientation that so many of the Disney Plus content is orientated around. So if you are part of that audience, you may indeed find the show very easily accessible and watchable and slightly entertaining. Now as with WandaVision, Kathryn Hahn does have a certain charismatic presence in terms of the character. Yes, she's a bit snarky and a bit abrasive, but at this stage I don't think she's that too hateful or dislikable. She certainly has a lively energy, and I think this role gives Kathryn Hahn plenty of range to infuse that personality. Now out of the two episodes, I think episode 1 was far more stronger. There was a bit more of that mystery, a bit more of that serious intent, and when I watched that I thought, well, this actually isn't nowhere near as bad as what many people were predicting it to be. Now the second episode wasn't as strong, as we see Agatha assembling her squad, if you like, or the coven of witches, I believe they were referencing it to. And to be honest, none of these characters were really that interesting, and if there's any element where the show will be accused of diversity box ticking, then it will be this stage, where of course all of the other witches covered all of those various demographics, whether we had people of colour or of a certain age or of a certain orientation. Even though it wasn't fully stated, you could see the overtones were there. But to be honest, this didn't really affect the story as it progressed going forward. I really didn't like the whole singing musical number when we saw the witches within the house. I felt that was completely out of tone and felt really weird when that sequence arrived. Now, I do suppose events livened up a little bit when the witches found themselves under attack from these hooded figures within the house. We saw in the climatic stages the witches retreating down to the basement into another forest world, and then that's when we had that cliffhanger moment. So if you were interested in the show, I suppose there was enough here in the later stages of this second episode to keep you interested as to what will happen. Me personally, I really don't think I'm invested enough in this particular story or this particular character to really stay with these following episodes. Again, there's nothing too terrible here, but there's just nothing really truly exciting. And I do understand that Agatha was greenlit back when Marvel was much more of a dominant place than what the universe is currently at now. I think if it were at this stage now, Agatha All Along wouldn't have been commissioned for an overall series. But here we are overall with the show. Again, I would say that it's not a disaster. It's not the worst content so far within these 2 episodes, but there's nothing really here truly essential or exciting to really give me, again, true justification for sticking with the show for the remaining amount of episodes going forward. So that's my overall thoughts and feelings and review of Agatha All Along. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you have any other movies, television series, or any other issues or topics within the pop entertainment and culture scene that you'd like to see me cover within the channel, drop me a suggestion within the comments and I will see if I can provide further commentary for you on that subject matter within the future. Please consider hitting like the subscription and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon.